One day, when people look back and they're watching the documentary or the 30 for 30 documentary or whatever documentary that what do they call the NFL films version of that, the A Day in the Life, whatever it's called. One day they're gonna look back at all this disrespect and it is going to be disgusting. I hope none of these people can live with themselves knowing the ridiculous statements they said just to get clicks, just to get views, just to act like they know what they're talking about, just to be contrarians. So recently, a guy named Randy Muller, who was the former GM for the Saints and the Dolphins, he came out and said that the Ravens should go draft a quarterback to replace Lamar Jackson. But he and people like him, they think we're stupid. That's really what this boils down to. In the interview, he's like, "Oh no, I'm not saying they should replace him. I'm just saying they should draft somebody in the second or third round to give themselves some options. That way you could look out for your team in case Lamar Jackson doesn't want to sign." What does that sound like? That's clearly you saying you want somebody to replace him. That's clearly what you're saying. These people, they literally think we're all stupid. This is ridiculous. I'm not even. You don't even know what to say about this, because again, this same thing already happened a year ago. Bucky Brooks proposed the same idiotic statement. The same idiotic idea a year ago when he said that they should trade up to get Justin Fields. How did that work out? Justin Fields, I think in the long term he'll be fine, but guess what? You look at his rookie season, it was a rocky rookie season. He had ups and downs. He played behind a bad O-line and he suffered for it, unfortunately. He had to play a lot of times behind Andy Dalton. Even in the game where the Ravens played the Bears, they had to take Justin out because Justin was just not getting the job done, and they threw in Andy Dalton, and Andy Dalton almost won that game. And Andy Dalton is clearly years past his prime. Now, why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up to make the point that these so-called analysts, these former GMs, all these different people, they want to get this idea across that they have some higher level of knowledge on what to do and what not to do, when in reality they're just saying nonsense. The fact that you thought that you could just plug in Justin Fields, just like how this guy Randy Muller is trying to imply that you could just go find somebody and plug him in, and somehow this team will just be still a good team that's competing all the time. It is completely disrespectful. And again, they are still trying to imply that Lamar Jackson is not the only thing keeping this team afloat. They're still trying to imply that, because that's what these statements are really trying to imply. They're trying to say that this is the type of team you could just plug any quarterback in, any decent enough quarterback in, and somehow it's still gonna, break records every single week, break records every single season, beat Dan Marino's record for most wins by a quarterback before the age of 25. They think that those type of quarterbacks just grow on trees, apparently. And it's really laughable. It is really laughable. You have all these financial advisors, or these wannabe financial advisors, who are acting as if they have some sort of personal investment in Lamar Jackson rushing to sign his contract. We don't even know why he doesn't want to sign it. Maybe he doesn't want to sign it because he doesn't want Greg Roman there anymore. Maybe he doesn't want to rush to sign it because he doesn't want Harbaugh there anymore. Maybe he doesn't want to rush to sign it because he wants better receivers. He wants somebody like a DK Metcalf. He doesn't want to just have Rashad Bateman, who people are getting excited just based off of potential, not off of production yet. As much as I like Rashad Bateman and as much as I think he is good, again, you guys are getting hyped based off of just your imagination. You're not getting hyped based off of production. You guys are using his injury as an excuse. He played 12 games last year. That's the majority of the season. Rashad Bateman played more games last year than Lamar Jackson. But guess what? Rashad Bateman had 500 yards and 1 touchdown. Now, I think he'll have a way better second season, but to talk as if that's all the Ravens need is laughable. You look at all these teams are stacked with talent at wide receiver, and you guys are thinking that, oh yeah, we got Hollywood, we got Rashad, we got James Prochet. Again, James Prochet is a bum. You know what I would love to see? I would love to see James Prochet demand a $15 million a year contract from the Ravens to see how many of you are still going to stand by his side, pushing this nonsense, pretending that he's elite when you know he is a bum. But back to Randy Muller. I went on a tangent. Back to Randy Muller. They love making this suggestion that QB, that you need to have, you need to bring in another quarterback to give the Ravens options, quote unquote options. But nobody likes talking about giving Lamar Jackson real options at wide receiver. So far in his career, what you've given him is a good but not the best tight end, a third tier wide receiver, and then and by third tier wide receiver I'm talking about Hollywood, and then just a bunch of bums to play along with who shouldn't have been drafted, who are bad draft picks. Because that's another thing. You have people who are saying, oh, they drafted all these first round receivers for him. No, they drafted all these bad receivers for Lamar. EDC is not good at drafting. Why are you guys not getting that through your head so far? Remember Patrick Queen? You guys, all of a sudden, nobody likes Patrick Queen anymore. I don't know what happened. It's only his second year, and everybody has completely thrown Patrick Queen under the bus, because they, especially because they thought that we were gonna get Bobby Wagner.
I put emphasis on.
But guess what? Patrick Queen was an EDC pick. The year EDC picked Hollywood, he could have had DK Metcalf. He could have had Deebo Samuel. He could have had Henry Renfrow. He could have had Terry McLaurin. These are all receivers that came after Hollywood. There was a bunch of receivers that came after Hollywood who were better. Let's be very clear about something. All these wannabe financial advisors, they are only talking about Lamar Jackson and saying how he needs to heavy up and sign because they don't like him, because they don't believe in him, because they think that he isn't good enough, so he should rush to sign whatever BS deal that he gets offered. Reports came out saying that the Ravens only offered Lamar $35 million. I don't remember Steve Bisciotti confirming or denying that. I don't remember EDC or John Harbaugh. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember none of these people confirming or denying that in any of these interviews. So you know what that tells me? That tells me that that's the truth, that you did lowball him. And then again, at the end of the day, why would he take such a significantly lower amount of money when he could, again, he's getting his fifth year option is $23 million. And if you franchise tag him next year, you'll still have to pay him about at least $40 million. So why would he take a $35 million a year deal? Why would he want to take less money than Deshaun Watson when he's better than Deshaun Watson? Whether you guys want to accept it or not, he is better than Deshaun Watson. He has beaten Deshaun Watson in college. He has beaten Deshaun Watson in the NFL. He has a better career record while playing with worse receivers. Because again, Deshaun Watson in the beginning of his career had DeAndre Hopkins, the best wide receiver in the NFL. At the end of the day, when you take away weapons from Deshaun Watson, like most quarterbacks, they struggle. He had great individual numbers last time we saw him, but guess what? Dude won 4 games. Lamar has, whether at the college level or the NFL level, Lamar has not played with like a loaded roster when it comes to receivers in his entire career. And still, he is outperforming a lot of these people. There are rumors saying Derek Carr wants like more than $40 million a year. Why would Lamar accept an offer that would be assuming Derek Carr even gets a deal why would he accept an offer less than Derek Carr? You got people like Kyler Murray demanding $50 million contracts. And realistically, by the time it's time for his contract, he's probably going to get it. Aaron Rodgers just signed a deal where he's getting paid $50 million a year. Tyreek Hill's a wide receiver, and he just signed a deal where he's getting $30 million a year. So again, these lowball offers are laughable. We don't know why he's taking his time to sign the contract. He could be taking his time because he wants to. Why are you desperately looking for an explanation? Especially when all your explanations are somehow leading back to you saying that they need to just go replace him, as if it's just that simple. Last time I checked, because again, apparently a lot of people just have very bad memory, but I was seeing a lot of people a few months ago saying Tyler Huntley was the future of the Ravens. That's what I was seeing. And what happened? Tyler Huntley couldn't win one game out of 6. Tyler Huntley finished the season with 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 4 fumbles, and he got sacked 18 times. Which again further proves my point, and the point that many of us have been making. Lamar Jackson is this team. You are not going to just throw any other quarterback in here and just plug him in and just magically the team is good. This is a poorly built team with a few good pieces around it. That's it. That is it. I'm seeing people saying, oh, Tom Brady would have done this and that. No, he wouldn't. It doesn't matter that Tom Brady's the GOAT. This O-line sucks. Tom Brady would have been destroyed. Lamar and Tyler, look, this O-line gave up the most sacks and the 3rd most QB hits in the NFL. And that was with mobile quarterbacks who actually can run away. What do you think would happen if Tom Brady's snail moving behind had to play behind that O-line? Tom Brady would get killed. But it's weird to me that when news was out that the Ravens were exercising Lamar's 5th-year option, which was a way to signal that they don't want to rush to sign him just yet, all of a sudden nobody had a problem. But once it starts coming out that, oh no, Lamar, he's not really rushing to sign a deal now, people are saying he's crazy and he's this and he's that. He needs to secure generational wealth, even though his 5th-year option is going to pay him $23 million. Like, I didn't mean for this to turn into a rant. This is supposed to be a 5-minute video, but it is what it is. How do you feel about this guy, Randy Mueller, in his comments saying that they should draft a QB? And then he said in the 2nd round, as if that's not an early pick. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
I put emphasis on it. I put emphasis on it. put emphasis on it. I put emphasis on it. I put emphasis on it. I put emphasis on